Hey y'all, welcome to finals week and our final project number 4 package due this evening at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, May the 4th. So you might actually be watching this ahead of time. Hopefully you are. Should be available about a week early. But hopefully you're jumping into this and just knowing that your final project number 4 package is due May the 4th at 7:30 p.m. So if you stop the video now, at least you know when the project is due. It's hard to believe that we've come this far. They're at the very end, our final package being due for our final exam. And in this, I just wanted to go over just very quickly what should be included in the final package. Should be no real surprises, although there are a few wrinkles that are specific to this project that I want you to include, but it's very similar to the things that we've done on the first 3 projects. Now, I know the presentation format for this is probably not the sexiest or the most exciting thing that you all have done throughout your courses in the GID program. There's a couple reasons why I've wanted to focus on that. One, it just serves as a beautiful culmination of everything you've done for the project. What I've learned so far in my career is that it's very easily to be looked at as just somebody who makes something look good or cool or pretty. And as a designer, you know it's so much more than that. And so, especially as a UI UX designer, showing the process from kind of the concept or talking to users at the very beginning, all the way through those steps that we've learned, and then showing how that leads into our final prototype or even beyond the actual final product is so important and serves as just these presentations serve as a great overview of showing all the work that you've done so far. And then 2, these will be great things that you can use for a presentation or for an interview or a case study on your website. And as a hiring manager, somebody who might be interviewing folks for an entry level or a starter position for UI UX design, those types of deliverables, that type of presentation, that type of display of the thought process from beginning to end would be what I would be looking for. And so that was one of my goals all along for this course, is to make sure y'all leave here with a few solid case studies or solid examples of your work or your process in UI UX design that could be used in those types of situations here in the near future for y'all. So hopefully that makes sense. I think I've explained that before, but maybe just as we wrap this up, in case you're saying, oh man, just another presentation. There's a purpose to it. And I think y'all will have some great presentations here at the very end. So let's go through just real quick some of the requirements. And then I want to showcase a few examples that I thought worked really well from project number 3. And then also one all the way back from project number 2 that I thought took advantage of a specific portion of this assignment quite well. All right, so let's jump in. The instructions for the assignment are very similar, almost identical to what we did in projects 1, 2, and 3. So your final file type should be PDF. It should be that widescreen format, that's 16 by 9, 1920 by 1080. The file name should be project 4 _ final _ your initials, and it should highlight the work that's outlined in the description there below, the ones we'll go through here in a second. Include all your final updated milestones. So if you have updates or edits you need to make, go back to those milestones, edit your wireframes, edit your IA map if you need to, and use that to submit for your final presentation package. And also it should include the links to your final prototype. As far as the instructions go, again, very similar, but we'll call out some of the wrinkles here. So you're going to finalize your prototype based on that peer feedback that you got just a few nights ago, make any small tweaks or edits you need to make, and then submit that as your final part of your final presentation package. Revisit any work that you did in the previous milestones and make any necessary updates based on the feedback you receive. So there's a purpose for the follow-up, the discussion posts, for the feedback that I give in the grades, is to make sure you have a chance to go back and make that better as you submit it for your final presentation packages. So take advantage of that. Put in that effort to go ahead and update those things that I call out, that your peers call out, and make any adjustments needed to those previous milestones. Your final project presentation should include the following basic framework. And so it's very similar to what we've done before, just a title slide, introduction or overview to the project, outcomes or your elevator pitch, your reason why the app should exist. It should include process examples, including an overview of the steps that you took to create the app. It should include your product name and your purpose statement, pull in your personas from project number 3, pull in your key product features. So the whole point of this assignment was to take the information we learned in project number 3, pour it into project number 4. And so we want to highlight that user-centric work that you did in project number 3, even in this extra project number 4 presentation. So include your personas and your 3 key product features. Include your mood board, your IA map, your wireframes, and your prototype with example with the link to the prototype, final prototype in InVision. Also, finally, then include a conclusion talking about how this app would impact your users, what excites you about it, what are the 3 key takeaways that you learned from designing the app. So however you want to wrap that up in a conclusion, kind of pull your presentation together there at the very end. All right, back to the instructions for the assignment here. Number 4, your presentation should, here's the wrinkle in these, it should be themed based on your app concept. And again, we'll walk through a couple of examples that I thought did that quite well from project number 3, but it should be themed based on your app concept and feel like it's all part of a completed package. So like we said, the presentation or the case study is also a part of this. And so think of it as a chance to market it or to kind of establish a theme or a pattern to all your work that you've done so far. You also want to showcase an app icon. And I made a quick video just to walk through how to do that there below. You can showcase it however you want, but we just want to make sure that you're thinking about that. Also, there are also some cool things you can do with an app icon in InVision, where you can actually have it downloaded for an actual app icon on your phone, which is really cool. A cool piece of that. You can also include it in your project. And so showcase your app icon in some way in this final presentation. And then finally, include one lifelike mockup within your presentation. So that was a part of maybe an extra or a bonus in project number 3. It's a definite requirement in project number 4, including a lifelike mockup. I walked through that in project number 2, and just included those links again here in project number 4 to kind of walk through that in the video for you. You're going to share your final PDF and InVision link with 200 to 300 words, explaining the things that your top 3 takeaways. Excuse me, I got a little mixed up there, but it's a wrinkle in this. Share your PDF and your InVision link with 200 to 300 words, sharing your thoughts about this class and your top 3 takeaways from the course. So rather than kind of talking about your presentation again or your prototype again, I want you to take a moment just to think about your top 3 takeaways about UI, UX design that you learned from this course, and some things you'll be thinking about UI, UX design in the future. All right, let's go over those due dates. So project number 4's final package and link is due Tuesday, May the 4th at 7:30 p.m. I feel like there's a Star Wars joke in there somewhere, but our final for this class is Tuesday, May the 4th from 5:30 to 7:30. And so as a result, our due dates pushed up a little bit, our times pushed up a little bit to make sure that we accommodate in that schedule that the university provides. And so your final presentation package and link will be due at 7:30 p.m. on May the 4th. Work that's posted after 7:30, it's going to result in a 0. Any work that's edited after 7, or no edits can be made after 7:30 p.m. So make sure that you have your final presentation package, your discussion post, all inputted and all uploaded by 7:30 p.m. or otherwise it'll result in a 0, and nobody wants that on their final presentation package, their final exam. Your timestamp is going to be used for your submission to determine when your work was actually submitted, and yeah, just make sure that's top of mind. You want to get it in. You want to get it in on time. You want to make sure you get some points, if nothing else, for this assignment. And so make sure you're keeping an eye out on that, on your time, and on the final time being at 7:30 p.m. All right, let's jump into a few examples that I thought worked well from project number from some previous projects. So this is actually Tim's example from, and let me turn down the brightness there for a second. This is Tim's example from project number 2. You remember back in the Apartment Finder website in project number 2, I had thrown kind of a little extra in there if you want to create a lifelike mockup. And so Tim took advantage of that. I thought it worked really well. He included it on his title slide, and I think it's there at the very end also. But I thought this was just a really nice way to do that. Pulled a UI mockup, maybe from an online source, or could have recreated this himself, And so it just makes it feel like it's an actual kind of finalized product. And even with the mobile application design y'all are doing right now, there are some great examples out there if you just look for UI mockup. And I think Tim did a really good job here showcasing that in project number 2. All right, let's jump into project number 3. So here's an example of one that I thought worked really well. This is James's research project for the app Rover. If you knew nothing else about Rover, you can already tell that maybe it's an outdoor and adventure app. There's, in this presentation from a layout perspective, it's very clean, easy to read. And James has just a really nice theme throughout this, and has a really nice kind of simple look and feel that showcases that beautiful visual throughout it, and makes you kind of understand kind of what Rover is all about. And so just that little extra touch of including photography or a logo, or some graphics that would be incorporated into your app, just help theme this as one kind of consistent project from start to finish. The personas look similar in theme with the work that he's got going on there. And then I also love these examples of the user interview summaries. But again, themed within the same kind of look and feel of his overall presentation. But I think just makes an overall just a really nice, consistent look and feel. And so I just thought this was a really, even just including one photo that's themed with your app is a really nice way to kind of have a touch of extra in your presentation, to kind of theme the app, give the user an understanding of what the purpose of the app is. And so I just thought that extra photo was a nice touch, because if you knew nothing else about Rover, you would know that it would at least be maybe a travel, adventure, hiking, or some type of outdoor adventure type of application based on just that one photo there in the background. All right, let's go into another example. So this is Samantha's example. This is on the Camped app. So another travel app or outdoors app. And I think this just was a really great example of honestly kind of a professional looking presentation. One that, I would even anticipate somebody on my team giving something very similar to this at work. I thought this was a very thorough job. And so maybe just wanted to give a second just to highlight some of the things that I thought worked well. If you didn't get a chance to look through all of the examples from project number 3. So here's just a quick project overview. Again, there's a nice photo here. Camped is a camping app where you can find campsites, the process steps. So this was a nice kind of unexpected ad here where we kind of walked through the steps that Samantha's taking to get from start to finish. And so I thought that was a nice call out there. I loved the word cloud. I thought that was a nice extra touch. And so again, these are little things that kind of went above and beyond what the minimum requirements were for. And so I thought this would just be worth just kind of noting and kind of highlighting some of these extra things that are things you can think about, including and maybe having a little extra fun and creating a really nice finalized product here. Just this extra slide too about why Camped. And so bringing examples of the competitors out there and what Camp is trying to solve within the marketplace. The personas were themed consistently here with Eli's and Becca's examples. The test plan, this is just a nice way to maybe showcase that test plan here, and then also the user interview summary. So overall, this is just a really nicely themed kind of final presentation package, different from James, where we don't have a photo in the background on each and every slide, but we've kept it simple and consistent. Very research heavy, data heavy. That was the purpose of project number 3. But I love the addition of the word cloud, just the way even extra things like including the little bubbles behind the numbers just help kind of visually call out and separate some of these things rather than it just being very text based and heavy in that way. And so overall, I thought Samantha did a really great job to maybe do a little extra from what was outlined in the requirements. And create a really nice visual presentation that, even though it's text-based, gives the user some intrigue and gives the user some ability to, if they read nothing else on here, we've got some call-outs about the 3 key features of creating an itinerary, using a select feature, and then the ability to filter by type of a camping experience. And so kind of using kind of visual call outs, an overview, some key features, and then some extra content, some extra information if you have the chance to read it. But overall, I thought this was a great kind of themed presentation from start to finish, and just wanted to call out this example as well. In both, I think you've got a nice balance of photography here in Samantha's, balancing the text-based approach here, and then also on Timothy's, or in James's example, using that photo in the background. So those little extra things are things you can be thinking about as it relates to theming your presentation, theming your overall product and concept here in wrapping it up into the final presentation package. Again, let's just go through it one more time to wrap it up. Your final presentation package is due Tuesday, May the 4th at 7:30 p.m. Make sure you get it in on time, and we'll wrap it up for the course. I'm extremely thankful for everything that we've been able to walk through in this course, and looking forward to seeing what y'all do here for your final presentation package. So good luck, and I'll be reviewing those over the next few days. Thanks, everybody.